Thanos, 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 he is not in this game. Thanos, 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 he's be taking them names. Thanos, 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 doing Fortnite dances here. Thanos, Thanos, Thanos. Thanos, please, don't kill me. I just finished playing Marvel's Avengers by Square Enix, Crystal Dynamics, and a couple other companies, but Square Enix, I think, are the publishers. And first off, pretty okay, pretty solid, better than I thought. So, originally when I heard this game was coming out, I wasn't really planning on buying it. I thought, like, it's an Avengers game, it's a money grab, it's just got the title, and why would I get this? Then I started watching some trailers and some gameplay and stuff, and thought it looked pretty cool, and also there's a multiplayer option which got me into it. So, anyway, I ended up buying it. I like, day before, pre-ordered it to get the GameStop pins, because I was like, why not? And I hopped into the game, and I beat the story in probably 2 days. And that's 2 days, like, not even full 2 days. That's like, I think it was probably maximum, like, 8 hours. Which is still pretty solid. But it is a AAA game. And to only have 8 hours of story isn't that great. Now, I know it's focused a lot on multiplayer and stuff, and there's a lot of after missions, but the story was very short. So the story, you're Kamala Khan, who is Miss Marvel, and you meet the Avengers, and then the bad thing happens. It's A-Day, and like explosions, and then everybody's dead, and the Avengers have disbanded. So Kamala Khan now wants to get them back together after 5 years, and she goes and picks up Hulk, Iron Man, then Black Widow, then Thor, and then finally the Captain America. And that part is very, the beginning's a little slow. Kamala Khan's not the most interesting character in the world. She's a little annoying, but at least it's different. It's not regular Avengers story, it's new, so there's that. And the enemy turns out to be MODOK, who was the guy, the scientist that was working with them on A-Day, but he's evil, and now he's got a big brain and a big head, massive head. Look at that head. And he'd be evil, and he's like, I'm going to destroy the world, and he creates this company that expands over the entire United States, and I think the world, and then he uses the robots for evil, and the Avengers have to stop him. For most missions, you can pick who you play, but as I said, you go through the story picking up the Avengers and assembling them again, so you don't have, every time you don't have the choice to pick who you want, and sometimes it does force you to be one character, which I get because it wants to be diverse, wants to teach you those characters, and all of them are pretty fun. I mean, Hulk is very beefy, very tank-like, just slamming through everything. You've got Kamala, the main character, who's very springy, jumpy, and also kind of beefy. You've got Thor, who is very similar to like a Captain America and Iron Man, gameplay wise. He's got his hammer. He's kind of tough, but not like extremely tough. And you can use his hammer to throw it around, and it's more about keeping your distance and getting up close, but balancing that. Tony Stark's Iron Man is very ranged, but the problem is the flight controls are weird and janky, and you can only shoot for a little while, and then it runs out of energy. I didn't really like playing Iron Man. He was probably my least favorite. And then Captain America is pretty fun. He's kind of mobile, using your shield to throw around, and the block with the shield is very useful, because then you can parry with that, and that's probably the character I spent the most time playing. Oh, and Black Widow. Black Widow I probably spent the second most time playing. She's very agile, quick, and small damage, but very fast. So they all have their ups and downs, and they're all pretty solid. They're pretty fun to play. I didn't enjoy Iron Man. Maybe that's just me. And you get a nice diverse time to play with these different characters, and they all have their own little missions that you do. And so you end up beating the game, you finish the story, and it's very quick, as I said. But it is interesting. It's not too like boring. It keeps moving, and it's nice, and it, heartfelt. But then after you beat the story, you're kind of like, okay, what do I do now? Well, I don't know. That's the thing. You've got a bunch of missions that you can do. You can either replay some side missions, you can play these little tiny side missions that aren't side missions, they're just like kind of bonus missions that you can do. You can activate matchmaking and just kind of join in somebody else's story missions that have multiple things, multiple characters to play, and you can hop in if they have matchmaking turned on. I think there is a lot of multiplayer content, but it is very kind of sporadic, and it reminds me sort of Destiny-like, endgame Destiny, except worse. And I'm not the biggest fan of Destiny either, but I did play a lot of the first game, so yeah. You have this main hub, and you go there, you can buy customizable things, you can buy upgrades and stuff, and it's very like the hub of Destiny. And then you have the mission table where you kind of go and pick a mission. Except in Destiny you have some solid, like replay this, replay that, you have new side missions, and you have raids and stuff, and it's more focused on the online. Now, Avengers is very weird. It's not, you're in your hub by yourself, and you pick an online thing, and you're just kind of in there with 4 other people. I just don't think it's set right. I don't know. I mean, I will play it with my one friend who has it, but we can't play the story missions because it won't let us join, because I think it's broken. It's stupid. But overall, I think $60 is a little much for this, especially if you're not too into after game stuff, Endgame and all that. The movie. If you're into Endgame, the movie, then if you like Avengers, you probably have the game. If you kind of like Avengers and you're thinking about getting the game, it really depends on how much you like just that leveling and endgame kind of stuff. For the story, I don't think it's worth $60. It's a little too little. I mean, if you're really into Avengers and you just want the story and you just want to see it, I definitely suggest $60 putting down. But if you're not that much, then don't do it. Overall, I'd give it like a 6.5 out of 10. I think it's just not that great for endgame stuff. It kind of feels off. It's a little disorganized at some points, and the story is very quick. Overall, I think they did a great job writing the story. I think it's a nice, heartfelt, as I said. It follows Kamala's growing up as a teenager and coming into the Avengers. But endgame stuff, after game, it's very boring, I think, and not very messy. But maybe they'll fix that up. I know they're still updating it, and they're adding more stuff. I think they're adding a battle pass, which I don't agree with buying a game and then buying a battle pass. I mean, I get microtransactions and stuff, but still, they also have these like in-game currency things you can buy that I don't really like. But 6.5, it's still solid. It's solid enough. Is it really solid for $60? No, probably not. But if you like Avengers, check it out.